Here are the 3 things that you need to start selling on Amazon. Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. My name's Josh. In this video I'll be covering the 3 things that you absolutely need to start selling on Amazon. And then, although I didn't make as good a title, which is why I haven't put it in, I'll be giving you 3 additional options that'll make your life a lot easier when you do start selling on the platform. Number 1, the first thing that you need when you start to sell on Amazon is an Amazon seller account. Sounds simple, but a lot of people miss this out. Now it can take a little while when you start to sign up, so it's best to do it as soon as possible. Sometimes you get accepted in the first day, other times it can take a week, 2 weeks, around that kind of time frame. To get set up you're going to need 2 forms of ID. For myself all I needed was a photo ID and a utility bill, and I believe I had a bank statement as well, which I submitted. When all those 3 things went through and I could prove that I had the right to wear, they then set me up and I was ready to start selling on Amazon. But the best thing to do is just to check out whatever the sign up page says for your area, because it is subject to change. They might add things that you need to take things away, so just double check it. Now, one thing that you need to be careful of, and I'll show you it, is that as you're scrolling down, your first choice will be as a professional seller, which is charged at £25 per month plus VAT. If you're first starting out and you don't know whether you want to take this particularly seriously, you're just trying to try it out, if you scroll a little bit further down, you'll see that there's actually the option to sell on an individual plan instead. And that is completely free to set up, completely free to run. You just pay a charge every time you sell an item, which will mean that you can't be cost effective on selling the item against most of the professional sellers, but you also don't have a recurring fee. When you sign up like this, it is effectively free to start selling on Amazon. Number 2, the second thing that you're going to want when you start selling on Amazon is you need to have a smartphone of some description so you can download the Amazon Seller app. The reason for this is that it means that your business is then mobile with you. So you can take it wherever you want. You can constantly be checking emails, responding to customers, scanning products, uploading products. It just makes your life so much easier that I would say that it's absolutely essential before you start to sell on Amazon. Now you can find the app in either the Apple App Store, which is what I used, or I'm sure that the Google Play Store has it as well. And it's completely free to download, and then you just sign in with your details that you've set up already. Number 3, and this is where it gets a little bit contentious, but let me explain. So you absolutely need a printer, because you need to be able to apply the labels either onto your products which you're sending into Amazon if you're doing FBA, or if you're doing FBM or SFP, you'll need to be able to print the labels to then be able to ship it onto your customer. So the printer that you need is going to be a laserjet printer. The one that you want to avoid is an inkjet printer. If you've already got an inkjet at home, you can use it. It's not nearly as efficient or as effective, and you'll end up paying a lot more in the long run in ink costs, in paper costs, etc. You'll also find that when you start to print in high volume, that the ink will start to run and smudge into itself when it starts to get hot, whereas with your laser jet printers, you don't have that issue. For ourselves, our first printer that we used was one of the cheaper ones, and it's Samsung M2020, I believe, but I'll put the exact model on the screen. It is out of stock at the moment. The reason that I know this is because of a bitter experience recently where it finally packed in after 2 years of loyal service for us, and we had to buy a new one. I did initially look to just buy the same one again because it was met all our needs, but it was out of stock, so we slightly upgraded to one of the HP LaserJet ones instead. This one's got a scanner built in, it's more handy for us, but to just get started you'll be more than happy with their Samsung one, and it's below £50. One thing to be wary of is that it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you'll need to plug it into your computer, and for that you need this specific cable, which I forget the name of. It's USB on one side and then a ridiculous attachment which only goes into printers on the other. It didn't come with it for us, it probably won't come with it for you, so you'll just need to order that separately. We got both of them for Amazon for under 50 quid, or pounds sterling /$60 depending on how posh or where you're from. And those 3 things are virtually all that you need to start to actually physically sell on Amazon. Once you've got the first 2, you can start building your business, looking for products, but you'll find that you'll need a printer to be able to really start to send you stock to where you need it to go as well. Now, as promised, these next 3 things are technically optional, but they will make your life 1,000 times easier, make it much easier to start selling. So I would recommend it for everyone, but as I say, they're optional, so it's up to you. Number 4 is packaging products. I would recommend always buying ones that are fit for purpose and made just to be able to sell your Amazon products in. You can pick these up for quite cheap. We order cardboard boxes through Kite Packaging. That's who we found to be the best supplier for us for the volume that we want to ship in. The majority of what we sell goes straight to Amazon's FBA service, so we use a 60 by 45 by 45 cardboard box, and you've got to make sure that it's double walled. If you buy something that's single walled, your products are not insured if you're shipping them through Amazon's UPS service, which is going to be cheaper than shipping it yourself to Amazon. So make sure it's double walled. I'd recommend that size because you can go up to 60 by 60 by 60, which is what we initially did. But we found that for the weight limitations, you'll almost always be over, so you'll have wasted space. And also it's about 3 times more expensive than buying the smaller size boxes. So when it comes out to cost efficiency, it's a lot better to get the 60 by 45 boxes. You don't have to actually buy these. If you're anything like us, more than likely you'll have loads of boxes just lying around from a toaster that you bought 6 months ago and you forgot to throw the box away, or you didn't know if you're going to return it, or you had a console, stuff like that. We even reused our printer box to send stock into Amazon. So all of that can be used to send stock into Amazon, and you don't have to buy specific products for it. You can also, and we did this because we were in a pinch one time, we had something that we needed to ship off to Amazon, we had no boxes left, we didn't have any coming, so we actually ran to our local convenience store. They had the recycling outside, and we ran in and they did the walk of shame to the till and said, "Really sorry, can we borrow some of your boxes, we need something to ship out." And they couldn't have been nicer about it. They let us grab as many as we wanted, they opened them up for us, and then we managed to take them back. And it tided us over until our first shipment of boxes that we bought just for the job came in. So you can do that. If you're comfortable with it, great. If you're not comfortable with it but you're in a pinch, it's not as bad as it sounds. You just kind of need to bite the bullet and do it. On the theme of packaging products, I would also always recommend getting some brown parcel tape. That's what we use. You'll be able to buy it from Amazon. A 6-pack will do you. I'd also recommend getting a packing gun. You don't need one of these, as you don't need the rest of it, but the reason that I'd always recommend it is because it will save your life when you're trying to find that stupid edge that always sticks itself down and you're scratching at the tape for 15 minutes. Just buy one of the parcel guns, you'd never lose the edge, and it's super quick to put up a box. My favourite one that I've ever found was from Kite Packaging, and we went through quite a few of them, but I'm sure that there are many more around where you'll be able to find them, and they're just as good, if not better. It's just that the best one that we've come across, and we get them for free every time we put in an order direct with them. On this note of packaging products, I'd also recommend for your printer, you are going to need some paper. You can just use A4 paper, it will get the job done. I would recommend buying A4 stickers, because it'll save you a lot of time for when you're wanting to stick on your shipping labels and then ship your product off. And then the smaller 24 pack of labels, so it's 24 labels on one A4 sheet, just for when you're wanting to stick it over the original product barcodes, which you'll do when you start to send in via FBA. Number 5, you are going to want to get yourself a computer. Now it can be any old computer. We had a cheap laptop that we used, which whenever you unplugged it from the power cord, it just completely shut down. It was absolutely on its last legs, but it did the job. Nothing on the Amazon seller platform is CPU intensive, so you don't need a particularly high powered laptop or PC to do it. You just need something that you can basically connect to the internet to, type away on, and get it shipped out. The reason for this is that it'll just make your workflow 1,000 times easier. It's so much nicer to navigate than the little app when you're wanting to make a shipment, when you're wanting to check why isn't this product listed, start up a seller support case, anything like that. Use a computer just because it'll be a lot quicker and a lot easier for you. And the 6th and final one is something that is only going to appeal to a very small minority of you which are from the UK and listening to me. This is probably where my metric for viewer retainership nosedives, but I'll let you know anyway. In the UK, when you make £1,000 of profit from trading online, it's classed as a trading activity according to HMRC, and you need to register for self-assessment tax. This only takes a couple of minutes to do. It's really not that complicated. If you already have a job and you're on PAYE, which you will be if you already have a job, all of that's already calculated for you. You just need to keep a track of everything that you've made, keep a track of everything that you've bought, minus the two together, and obviously if you've got a profit there, you then need to pay tax for it. One of the reasons that we transferred to a limited company is because it reduced this tax liability. But when you're first setting out, you don't have to worry about that. Just know that when you make over £1,000, set yourself up for a UTR number, then chat to an accountant after that to start to move forward with what's the most tax efficient structure for me. If you're not comfortable doing a self-assessment return, accountants will be able to cover that for you. It's something that's slightly more longer term than when you're just starting out, but it's worth bearing in mind because you're probably going to hit that threshold within your first couple of months, so just keep it in your head. Now, on top of that, once you've got your UTR number, upload it onto Amazon. The reason that I say this, and we found out the hard way, is that if you do not have it uploaded, Amazon will shut you down when you hit above a £12,000 turnover threshold per year. And they will shut you down until you upload that because it's part of their legal requirement to do that. We didn't know that, and it was a sweeping action that they took, and loads of sellers were affected at the time. but we got shut down for 3 weeks because there was a big backlog of these UTR numbers being uploaded onto their system and then being able to physically check them. Get ahead of the game. As soon as you've got it from HMRC, upload it onto Amazon, and then you shouldn't have any reason why you need to be shut down for several weeks like we did. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. So those are the 3 things that every Amazon seller needs, and then 3 more things which I think are pretty essential for the short to medium term when you start selling on Amazon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, leave them below. I'd be more than happy to help. If not, please subscribe. I do videos like this which are more basic tutorials, and I've got a running series at the moment where I'm designing a product and launching it within 1 month. I will link that video somewhere. I'm not good enough at this yet to know where exactly I can link it, but hopefully you'll be able to see it on the screen now, or if not, I'm sure it'll be in the suggested somewhere over this way as well. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.